one thing is that the young ones, Gen Z, most of them don't know the value of parenting, what their parents are telling them. Not until they self become parents, as you just mentioned. Okay. And sometimes we say, you can't give what you don't have. If you didn't mold your character properly, what are you going to tell your children? And children always learn from what they see their parents do, not just what you say. So it must be the talk and the do before your children will know, okay, this is what. If daddy said, do not do this, they don't see daddy go do the same way. Daddy said, don't go this way, they don't see daddy go that way. But you cannot tell your child, don't go this way, but they find you go there. I said, what's daddy saying? Like I said, it's just from one stage to another stage. But we need to get it right. We need to remember that morals is still important. The morals or the upbringing we are giving you from the old generation is still important. It's still what's going to mold your future, mold even your time now. Do not push it aside. Do not. For whatever reason. What Bible condemn it. Don't bring up what Bible condemn and say, no, this is our time now. Because every law in the whole world emanates from those 10 commandments that God gave to Moses. Whether in the Quran or not, it's the same thing. And so we need to be sure and be conscious of that in whatever we do at Gen Z. There's no doubt, I give it to you. In creativity, innovation, you people are there. Knowing about this internet and all, most of us are backward in it. But we lay the foundation as we mentioned. And so this is what we can do for us and for you, Gen Z, to conduct your character properly and value human beings. They're very important. Don't always say, I. Look at others too. And then we'll do better. We'll take a break now. We'll come to be time for question and answer. Vivid View, say and do it.
My name is Olafemi Emmanuel. Sir, what advice can you give to some Gen Z to shun youthful exuberance and bad influencers? Thank you.
My name is Grace. And my first question is, how do we manage their excesses to modesty and motives? Also, how do we train their mindset to positivity?
My name is Ogene Sume. My question is, how can we curb social media addiction for our Gen Zs and also virtual isolation from real life scenarios? Then the second question is, how do we also curb the get rich quick syndrome in our Gen Zs?
Welcome back. A lot of questions from the audience. So, our guest, please, your response to them.
Advice to Gen Zs not to fall into youthful exuberance and bad influences. The Gen Zs are already wired to be spontaneous. Thereby, virtually everything that appeals to their senses is something they embrace wholeheartedly. It brings the Gen Z to a place where even the things that probably may be somehow harmful to the next person is not considered because they are spontaneous. Before they even consider it, they've already done the act. How do we curb this? It's important that the Gen Zs understand that the world and the human nature has always been a community-based living. All human beings have been designed to live in communities. No one lives in isolation. Everybody lives in a community. And for there to be a communal living implies that what affects one somehow affects another.
Yes.
Thereby ensuring that for you to, before you even start, exercise on the things that, or do the things that you think you love doing, you must first take a few seconds to think, is there any way I can control this? Even if you can reduce it by just 1%, it means a lot.
Yes.
If you're supposed to turn on the volume of your car or of your music by 30, reducing it to 29 or even 28 will go a long way. That's how it starts. So in order to curb this exuberance, it's to understand that you just have to ameliorate or reduce the way you do things. The modesty that we spoke about earlier. Be modest.
Okay.
There has to be modesty. There has to be modesty. If someone walks into this place and come in with an excessive makeup, for example, we react to it. It's why? Because it was in excess.
Yes.
But when you come in with modest makeup, everybody gleams at you, and I mean, it lights up the whole place. That's exactly what it is. When things are done in excess, it triggers, it's human nature, it just triggers something, and it becomes something that people want to rebuff.
Exactly.
So for us to be able to cut that, we just have to be modest.
Okay.
Influences. There will always be influences, especially on the bad part. It's both ways, actually, the good and the bad, but there will always be bad influences. But then we are wired as human beings because we have what we call conscience to decide what is right or what is wrong. Unfortunately, especially in Nigeria, okay, most people have decided to douse their conscience because they believe they have freedom, right and freedom. It's a trade-off of conscience for right and freedom. Is my right? Yes, it's your right. But what about conscience? So we must have to, give space for our conscience to speak to us in order to tell us this is right and this is wrong. On that premise, when something is of bad influence, for example, and it is rendered to you or you're exposed to it, you have the ability to be able to decipher and say, okay, yes, this looks nice, but this is not the kind of thing I want to do.
Exactly.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
How do we manage their excess to be modest and their motives? It comes from self-awareness. And part of this kind of show, this episode of this show is part of the work that's been done in order for us to, get things better. To cut down excesses, there is no other way. Self-awareness. Self-awareness. You have to be self-aware.
And be willing to listen and to learn.
There is no other way.
Having good listening ears.
You must listen. You must be able to listen, internalize. Self-awareness also brings you to a place where you can willingly accept constructive criticism.
Exactly.
When one is not self-aware, when someone does not have that personal development in himself, just a little criticism, the person is already triggered.
Exactly.
But when someone is self-aware, understand that as a human being, there is no way you will be 100% correct all the time. When you have become self-aware of that simple, singular truth, when someone points out to you that this thing is not right, it gives you the opportunity to sit back and say, okay, let me even listen and hear what you have to say, and then be able to take those criticisms and say, okay, no problem, I've heard you. You may not accept 100% at that point, but at least you internalize it and begin to, of course, develop in that regard.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the other way. Self-awareness is where it starts. Self-awareness. And self-awareness is not, what Gen Z's call self-awareness is, it is me, my thing. I have to vibe. This is how we vibe here. No, that's not self-awareness. Self-awareness comes from the place that I'm a human being, and as a human being, this is how we are. As much as we want to change things, we can change things. We can change civilization. We can change technology. We can change the way industries operate. We can change the workspace. But we can't change human nature. It's important. We can change every other thing. We can change the way I'm dressed is not the way my forefathers dress. If I come the way my forefathers dress, you may be a little triggered, like, okay, I probably will tie a wrapper, or something, and bare chest and, markings on my chest. Okay, so dressing changes. All those things are changes, and basically they're all ephemeral, all right? But our nature as human beings is statutory, and it does not change. So on that premise, when we become self-aware as Gen Zs, we say, okay, now this is how human beings behave. Yes, we think like this, and which is good in a sense, if properly harnessed. Then we'll be able to cut it down. How do we train their mindset towards positivity? For Gen Zs, I want to say this clearly. You are not bad.
That's true.
First, you are not bad.
They're not.
Second, it's not your making. Parental upbringing, I'm not saying your parents were bad, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying your parent did what they should do as a normal parent by giving you what you call a soft life. Okay? So it's not your fault that you are the way you are. It's not also your fault that you were born in an era where things are easier. It's not also your fault that you were born in an era where technology has made everything at the tip of your finger. And that's in fact, if we go back in civilization, if human beings are given the option of going back in civilization, we won't accept it. Because I enjoy technology. I mean, my mom, although she's late, but at least my auntie at least enjoys technology. She speaks with her brothers who are outside the country. We're using WhatsApp video call, and she enjoys it.
Exactly.
So we can't go back. All right. So it's no fault of yours who you are. And I'm not seeing Gen Zs.
They're even asking us, how do we survive?
Oh, exactly.
Technology.
Yes.
How do we communicate? How do we live?
So you're not bad. The thing is this. The self-awareness we discussed, I mentioned earlier, brings you to the place where you understand who you are, okay, and then be able to channel all those sparks in your mind. I choose to call them sparks in your mind. Okay? Channel those sparks in your mind towards putting out positive, creative work, positive energies, positive impacts in wherever you are. That spontaneity is what most organizations are even looking for. I work in the creative industry, and I can tell you, a client would, you've made your pitch and all of that, the client would, do all the, okay, yes, well, let's think about it and all of that, right? The moment the client wants to say, okay, let's start, the client, you would have pitched for like 2 months ago. The moment the client said, let's start, that moment the client wants it tomorrow. And you're wondering, how do you want me to achieve it? But you see, that's where the Gen Zs play. That spontaneity. Okay, you want it tomorrow, then let's get it. And, so, I mean, how bad can they be in such case? So it's just that self-awareness. And once you become self-aware, and you be able to apply modesty in what you do, and then every other thing will just follow through. How do we curb social media addiction and virtual isolation? Very important. Social media is good. I'm not going to take that away. I mean, it gives us the opportunity to relate with people who are far away from us. Most of us, lost contact with our primary school mates, lost contact with our secondary school mates. We're only able to connect through social media.
That's right.
And then from there, we now got phone numbers of each other. And then, of course, reconnect. Social media is good. I'm not going to deny that. But of course, like we say, everything has to do with modesty. Anything done in excess becomes a problem. But then I've also found out that social media can be addictive. And of course, this is something that the Gen Zs have also embraced wholeheartedly and diving in and are almost in social media almost 24 hours of the day. Sometimes I personally become addicted to certain games, for example. When I download a game on my phone, I play, and that's when I found out I'm getting addictive. One thing I do, it rings in my head that Kingsley, you're getting addictive. Immediately, I delete, I uninstall that game from my phone. The moment I uninstall that game on my phone, the next 2 minutes, my hand is already itchy, like, why did I even do this? But I know it's an action I had to take, and I take it. All right? And the next 2 days, it may be difficult, but I'm done. By the 3rd day, I'm fine. So there's no other way than to, like, again, self-aware and say, okay, this is social media. Of time and everything. Yeah. So this is social media. Fine, this is good. I have to be there, of course, because that's the only way to meet a Gen Z or to even speak to them. It has to be online. If it's not online, you're not getting them. So, but it has to be curbed. Personally, not one telling you what to do. It has to be a personal decision to say, I have screen time and I have proper time. And also important is for us to be able to, the Gen Z is to be able to differentiate between the virtual you and the real you. 2 different personalities. And also understand that every single person on social media are different, are split in that manner. There's a virtual person, the one you're seeing on social media, and the real person. So when you are absorbing everything that you are getting on social media without filter,
be misled.
Then you are absorbing a virtual identity of the person, a virtual personality, a virtual influence is what you're absorbing. And when you build your mantra, and when you build your personality based on that, your real person begins to suffer. Your virtual person will not suffer, but your real person will suffer because it's a virtual personality being built on virtual perception. The real person does not absorb that kind of information. And that's why we must be able to pull out a bit from social media and actually interact one-on-one with people and be able to build real personality.
Yeah.
The person on social media is all vibes. The person is dancing to get engagement. In fact, social media is for entertainment.
Exactly.
I mean, it's for entertainment. So anybody think that is doing anything on social media is doing it for you to be entertained. If you are not entertained on social media, you're not going to go back there. Okay? So anybody that is putting something up on social media, for you to be entertained, for example, that content has to be crisp. So you must be with a good camera. That content has to sound audible. So you must put some kind of audio. But the real person may not have all those things
That's
to put
true.
together.
That's true.
And whatever is being said is said in order for you to be entertained and for you to like the content. The real person will tell you things and interact with you. And you know, communication is not just words.
Yeah.
Communication is both words, body language, tonality.
action, and
Everything
all
goes
that.
is communication, which you will not get on social media.
media.
You can only get the entertainment and the vibes, in quotes, from social media. So it's important that we learn how to cut down, frame ourselves in a place where we say, this is time for social media, this is
Exactly.
time for real work,
Yeah.
this is time for
Everything
human
should have
interaction, have real human friends,
Yes.
and not just friends as friends who tell you what you want to hear, friends who are willing to, help you grow and impact you with both right words, right advice, and all of that. How do we curb the get rich quick syndrome?
In Nigeria, here,
In Nigeria.
particularly. Our young ones, 17 years,
of course
18 years, 19.
Of course, we've heard all kind of stories and all of that. Young people getting depressed that they are not rich at 20. I'm even going overboard by saying 20.
18, 19,
you have
16,
16, it's getting depressed of not having a
rich.
car of his own at 16. Even the Bible saying, in the Bible, for those of us who
Are
believe
Christians, yeah.
in the words of God and and as Christians, there's something God told the children of Israel at the time. He said, I've given you the land, but little by little will you acquire it.
Exactly.
And the reason is, if I give it to you at once, wild animals will overtake you. Okay? So, life is similar. If you want to get something, you have to develop into it. Otherwise, you will not be able to manage it. You will not be able to manage it. You may think you're managing, but you're not managing it. And that's why you see some of the youngsters that somehow get some money somehow. In the next 2-3 months, they are down.
They're down, seriously down.
Why? Because they can manage it. They can't manage it. So, what is depression?
Where are you rushing to?
There's
16
no
years.
rush. There's no rush. That's no rush. You have a whole life in front of you, especially when you have parents. And then, sometimes the justification will be my parents are poor, and then I don't want them to suffer. I'm the firstborn in my family.
Yeah. There's always reason now. There's always
of course, there was always a reason for everything.
Exactly, of course.
But is that actually what it is?
No.
What's the rush? There's no rush. Take your time. Do the right things. Money will come.
And those do will come, yes.
And the truth of the matter is, depending on what you're doing, okay, and the times and seasons, I don't really want to go into the Christian perspective. We're talking to the general public.
general public,
But depending on what you're doing, the money will come at the right time. And at that point, you have matured enough to manage it. Okay? You are spontaneous, you want it now, so you do all sorts. Okay? Both fraud, both ritual, and all of those. You will get the money now, but one thing is sure is that you will lose it as fast.
Yahoo, and all
You will lose it as fast. If it's ritual, there's a price for everything. Okay? You do fraud, you get it now, you're going to lose it before you know it. That's if you're not apprehended and locked behind bars. Okay? But if you take your time, do the things you're supposed to do, learn a skill, go to school. Okay?
The basic knowledge in school.
God has already given you the advantage. You are in the tech space.
Exactly.
You have the mind to be in any tech space that you decide. Go ahead, do it, and then push yourself out there, and you find that you will make the same money and you'll be at peace.
Exactly.
And then you can confidently, you know, the good thing about being rich, the right way, is that you're confident to tell anybody, this is how I got rich.
Exactly.
And you talk with confidence, you're not hiding. And at that point, you enjoy the riches that you have acquired, and there's a sweetness that comes with it.
Enjoying the fruit of your labor.
Exactly. There's a sweetness that comes with it. And I'm telling you, this is one of the things Gen Z need to understand. You see, there's some set of people, they say they have, what they have is old money. Those people, if they tell you how to enjoy money, their riches, you will want to be in that space. So please, there's no rush. Take your time, learn the skill, go to school, improve yourself, be in the space, look for mentorship, look for someone to speak to you, look for someone who can guide you, look for someone who can listen to you, look for someone who you believe you can listen to his criticism, his or her criticism, take them, apply them, give yourself time. Keep working at it, and you will get everything that you need and everything that you desire.
Wow. So can we have your final words now?
Gen Z is you. You are my friends.
Yes, sir.
I love Gen Zs. I mean,
course.
if not for anything else, for the spontaneity of thoughts and action for Gen
Think
Zs.
very fast.
Very fast.
Fast
You're my
thinkers.
friends, and I love you so much. There's so much you can achieve, and there's so much you can be. In fact, the world is depending on you. The time of the millennials are actually, fading, and it's your time to step up. The millennials that you think were your bosses, for example, in your places of work, or that direct the affairs of things in your space where you are actually retiring. It's your
Exactly.
time.
That's
It's
true.
your time.
That's true.
Now you're a Gen Z and you have all this energy and spark in your mind. The time has come when leadership is going to start knocking on your door. And leadership is no longer individualistic. Leadership is about every other person. So you see, you have come to the stage where you have to quickly mature and quickly step into that role. Because without leadership, there is no way you can carve out the future that is coming. The future is with you now. The future is with you. It's already here. It's already here. Very soon, you're going to start becoming the parents that we know.
Exactly.
Very soon, you're going to start becoming the CEOs that we know. And I'm talking about CEOs in the traditional sense. I know you are entrepreneurial and you do certain of things, but proper CEOs, guiding and building businesses, building industries, and all of that. How do you intend to lead if you do not consider the next person? So you see, a lot is in your hands. Use your energy. Understand the place of modesty. Understand the place of calmness. Understand the place of consideration for the next person sitting next to you, for the next person in the next office, or the next person in the next building. It's important that you consider this thing. Put all of them into perspective, and I can bet you the world is yours for the take.
Yes, thank you so much. Our Gen Zs must be able to empathize, putting yourself in the shoe of others. Very, very key. That just to add to what our guest has said. It's so good. We love you. You're our children. What will you say we hate you? You're our children. But listen to the advice we're just giving. And let you not be only I. Consider yourself, befriend your other person. No. So before you take decision and do whatever you want to do, look left, look right. Am I right? What's the motive of doing this? And then you go ahead. Because you're already the parent now and still going to be the parent tomorrow. So you have a lot to tell your children and also to bring them up in a manner too that you will be happy that I see your children growing. As we are happy now seeing you growing, so also you will also be happy seeing your children growing. So it's few things that we know you're lagging is what we just mentioned here. So look at them holistically and then take decision in all you are going to do in your life. And then God will help you to achieve others. And in all, fear God. Because when you take decisions that hurt your neighbors, then the fear of God is not there. When you kill somebody to make money, when you hack people's account as Yahoo, somebody's labor for many years, you don't have the fear of God. So in all you're doing, have the fear of God. Whether you're a Muslim or you're a Christian or you don't even believe in anything, atheists have the fear of God, because those who are even don't go to church, they still know that there's still something called God in their own way. Have that fear of God in anything you do, and then you'll be able to carry others along. So thank you so much, dear brother Kingsley, for all you have taught us today. So thank you, the production crew and the audience here, and even the viewers at home. Same times goes to our sponsors. Therefore, I want to welcome Artist Cookie to come and sign up this program. Join us next week, same time, for another edition. I am Achilles, the praying mother of the nation. Goodbye. Vivid View, say and do it.
Vivid View with Achilles.
Can I you with the ginger me, hey. Your body with the trigger me, hey. Make you come be my baby.
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
Away, we no need to change the way that you are. I give you my heart, oh girl. Make you come be my baby. I take you far away. We no need to change the way that you are. I give you my heart, oh girl. It's your kind to do me that kind thing. It's your kind to do me one kind thing. It's your kind
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
that kind to do me one thing. It's your kind to do me one kind thing. It's your kind to do me this kind thing. It's your kind to do me that kind to do me this kind to do me one thing. Me they want you, me they want your love, oh girl. Make I show you some love, oh girl.
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
Make you ting-a-ling-a me. Make we ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Come be my baby. Make I take you far away. We go no need to change the way that you are. I give you my heart, oh girl. Make you come be my baby. I take you far away. We go no need to change the way.
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
Heart, oh girl. It's your kind to do me that kind thing. It's your kind to do me this kind thing. It's your kind to do me that kind to do me that kind to do me one thing. It's your kind to do me that kind thing. It's your kind to do me this kind thing. It's your kind to do me that kind to do me this kind to do me one thing. It's your kind.
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
It's your kind to do me this kind thing. It's your kind to do me this kind thing. Do me that kind.